Pasito tum tum, pasito tum tum, pasito tum tum. Pasito
Hello, this is Willie. Welcome to a classic modern reviews. Boy, I haven't said that in a while. Each year, it is a tradition to talk about our top 10 best movies of the year, our top 10 worst movies of the year. In this channel, we don't do that. Oh no. Here we look at a side that no one dares to talk about. Here we look at a side that is so dangerous, so unspoken, that people would think you're crazy to even mention its name. We're gonna look at the movies that were just... okay. Here's where I talk about movies that I felt were average, or felt indifferent, or were good, but not great. And the fun side of it is, it can be made of anything. Good movies, bad movies, movies that you enjoyed, but everyone else didn't. Or movies that everyone enjoyed, but you didn't see nothing special. And keep in mind, I didn't see all the movies of this year, so this is just based on opinion. Leave your thoughts on the comment section and share what were some movies that you thought were decent. Let's kill this list. These are the top 10 movies of 2018.
So let this countdown begin with my favorite number of all time, number 10! Ant-Man and the Wasp. So far, my least interested hero of Marvel has always fallen into the okay category since the first movie. It is still fun and wit and a little creative, not like the first movie. But I saw no point on getting invested with any of these characters' relationships. Now that Marvel has gotten the stakes higher with Infinity War, this felt like an inferior follow-up. Though it's probably not fair to compare it to Infinity War, it is one I have no desire to revisit again. Number 9! Skyscraper. Was it a Die Hard remake, or an excuse to explain why this movie looks unoriginal, generic like any other action-loaded special effects with barely any suspense of danger? But to be fair, it is not terrible. Dwayne Johnson and Neve Campbell were charming enough to keep it as decent. For what it is, it just feels more like background noise. Now, tell me once more, how was Dwayne supposed to miss that jump again? Number 8! Overboard. A bratty rich Mexican forgets who he is and he's taken care of by a struggling mother? It's another remake that nobody asked for. It's stupid, it's generic, but it got me to giggle once in a while. And I even found Anna Faris charming in her performance. At least I feel glad that Eugenio Derbez is doing fine in the US. Nothing great, just a little more famous. It's a harmless movie that family can watch together. Number 7! Ocean's 8. Coming as a sequel to the Ocean 11 trilogy, this seemed more like a remake than anything else, but with women instead. Yeah, it's the same Ghostbuster treatment. While it's not as good as the other trilogy, this was still a fun watch whenever these A-list actresses interacted with each other. And there's no shame to admit that these wardrobe dresses looked very nice. It was close to make it into my 8 spot, but I guess I enjoyed this one better. Number 6! Smallfoot. I wasn't interested to see this for how little patience I've had recently with animation these days. But this wasn't as bad. The animation looks clean, the movements are energetic, some of the songs sounded good, and it has a decent story. A Bigfoot is looking for the existence of man, and man is looking for the existence of Bigfoot. Would I see it again? Maybe, just so I can enjoy the energetic movement more openly. Number 5! Early Men. Nick Park, who brought us Wallace and Gromit and Chicken Run, returns back to his stop-motion style of animation that I enjoy for how rare it is. At the same time, I despise for how uncanny it may look. The story is generic, about a soccer game with good guys and bad guys. You know the drill, the good guys seem they're going to lose, but in the end they outmatch the bad guys. It's not one of the strongest movies from Nick Park, but it is like his Play-Doh characters. Solid. Number 4! Tomb Raider. Considered to be the best video game movie by far, again, by far, for how low the bar has been set with video game movies. So that doesn't mean Lara Croft is impeccable. Some characters and backstories, I didn't care. Still, it's a solid adventure with a likable Lara Croft. Now that's a high plus. I don't know much about the video game, but they still got a long way to go to perfect their craft in film. Number 3! Christopher Robin. As I said before, this is a movie I really wanted to love, but couldn't let go of its inconsistencies. At first the animals look like they're imaginary, but then they're not, and it is a big contradiction. But despite that, it still had some strong emotional moments. It's charming, it's imaginary, even though it is botched, and it's probably my favorite live-action Disney remake. It's just a shame that it didn't get much attention like the other live-action ones. Just remember, you heard it from here first. Number 2, Bumblebee.
Stop lubricating the man.
That line will never go away from my head. Another bar that was set low to the Transformers by Michael Bay, Bumblebee was able to raise it just a little bit. It is by far the best Transformer movie, though it's not saying that much. It's an E.T. ripoff and it can get silly, but it's less sexist, less racist, less annoying, less pro-military, pretty much less Michael Bay. It cares about the story, and I enjoyed the relationship between the girl and the robot. Bumblebee was able to transform this mediocrity into okay.
Bumblebee, stop lubricating the man.
Get up now, cause we got one more to go. And the number 1 okay movie of 2018 is...
Solo, a Star Wars story. I don't think I've ever seen people more indifferent about a movie. More than that, one that has a Star Wars title name in it. It felt like if the studio had no confidence on this movie, and because of that, it was the first Star Wars to make no money. Plus, I would be lying if I said I was looking forward to seeing the backstory of Han because we don't need it. Everything we know has been said and done in the originals. The overall product was, at least, better than expected. It wasn't insulting enough to be bad, but it wasn't anything special to earn high praises. So I guess it's a movie that exists. Don't get me wrong, there were some things I enjoyed. I enjoyed some of the action, I liked the outside perspective of how they viewed the war as propaganda. I actually bought the younger actor as Han, and the most original thing about it is that it felt more like a pirate space in Star Wars. But whenever we see new characters that don't make it into episode 4, that's where it slows down for me. I know they're not going to make it, so why should I be invested by this team? Of all the Star Wars movies, this one I don't see myself going back and rewatching over and over like the other ones. And it's a shame because Star Wars is supposed to feel special, not like any other ordinary science fiction movie. Oh well, we've had excellent Star Wars movies before, we've had awful Star Wars movies before. This one, because it belongs in a big franchise and left no impact, deserves the number 1 spot. The Force was meh with this one.
So as I said earlier, what were some of your okay movies of 2018? Leave your thoughts on the comment section to see what were some of your okay movies. And if you like this video, leave a like and subscribe for more content. Well guys, tune in next time because I'll be coming back to compare 8.5 and Cinedoc, New York. So for now, that's it for today. Ciao.
Pasito tum tum, pasito tum tum.